Hey everyone, Teo here. Today I'm reviewing this compact 1080p projector that's running on Android 9 OS, and this is how big the projector is compared to this 6.7-inch phone. So the price of this projector is 109 Singapore dollars, which is around US $80. So the pricing is extremely competitive. This is very budget friendly. First of all, a disclaimer, this is a review unit provided by the company. In this video, I'm just going to present to you my findings so that you can decide whether or not this is worth the money. Let me give you the bottom line up front. This projector works fine and navigating through the UI is smooth enough, but this is a budget projector, so you do have to manage your expectations with the audio and visual quality you can expect. You get what you pay for definitely applies with this projector. 1080p resolution is nice, but areas near the edges are slightly blurred. The audio quality is alright, it's loud, but it sounds slightly hollow. Daytime screening looks alright if you have effective blackout curtains. Nighttime screening is way more enjoyable because you get more vibrant colors and better contrast. There is Google Play Store, so you can install whatever apps you want. There is no Apple AirPlay support, and there doesn't seem to be any default Android screencasting functionality. But screencasting is still possible with your Apple or Android device. I'll show you how to do that later on. The brand and model of this product is XGODY T01, and from what I can see, there is no mention of the brand and model on the box, so this is probably one of those white label products. Let's see what's included in the box. So that's the quick start guide, a 0.9 meter long full-size HDMI to full-size HDMI cable, 1.3 meter long power cable, a remote. This is the remote, which is much easier and more convenient to use compared to using the buttons on the projector for navigating the UI. The batteries are not included, and these are AAA batteries. So we have the buttons for power menu, the source, the directional buttons, home, back, volume control, and you can use this remote as a mouse as well so that you can see the cursor and move the cursor around. Design of this projector looks alright. It's not particularly stylish, but it's functional. The build quality is solid enough even though the whole thing is made of plastic. There is some weight to it. So on the bottom there are 4 rubber feet and a tripod mount. This is the lamp with brightness up to 6000 lumens. On the top here we have the focus ring and the keystone correction ring. This projector doesn't have auto adjustment for focus and for keystone, so you have to adjust this too manually. But don't worry, it's actually quite simple and straightforward. These are the control buttons. That's for home, back, menu, and power. And these arrows are for navigating the UI. The buttons have firm feedback. On the back of the projector, there is a port for AV. This is a 3.5mm audio jack. These grills are for air intake, and the hot air will come out from here. On the side, this is a full-size HDMI port. This is USB 2 Type A. And on this side, we have the port for the power. I've just set up the projector on my table, and it takes about a minute or two for the projector to start up, which is the usual amount of time needed for a projector to start up. I'm not sure if you can hear the fans, but they are quite loud. Fan noise isn't really an issue because I don't really notice the fan noise when I'm playing movies at maximum volume. I'm currently projecting this during daytime, and my curtains are not able to block out light completely, which is why you can see my white wall, the door on the right side, and also my floor. The height of the projection is actually quite low. That's my power socket. So if you want to move this projection higher, you have to tilt the projector higher, or you can use a tripod to tilt the projector higher. I've just tilted the projector upwards, so now the vertical edges are tilted at an angle. So I'm adjusting the keystone now using the ring. So keystone adjustment is very straightforward. The other ring is for adjusting focus. And this adjustment, the focus adjustment is also very straightforward. So it seems like the center area is now sharp enough. The downside to this projector is the left and right edges are going to be slightly blurred. This is text near the right edge of the screen, so it's slightly blurred. I am not able to see the individual pixels. Now this area here is sharper and I can see the individual pixels. The area on the left is also not as sharp. Anyway, this is not really a deal breaker considering the price point of this projector. Alright, let's take a look at the user interface, which I'm currently navigating through using the included remote. So navigating through the user interface is very smooth. There is no lag whatsoever, which is great. So there is YouTube and Netflix pre-installed. There is Google Play Store, so you can install whatever apps you want after you sign into your Google account. And this is where you can find all your installed apps. I have already installed Amazon Prime Video at the bottom right side and it works fine. For files, these are the files for the internal storage. This projector only has 1 gig of RAM and 8 gigabytes of internal storage, which isn't much, but there is USB support. So if you want to, you can actually install or use a USB thumb drive to play or stream your movies, your videos. This is HDMI connection. What I want to show you here is the resolution. So currently I'm using 1080p on my computer, which is connected to the projector. Let's go into YouTube to check out the video quality. So I'm going to play this movie or this video that I made. So let's call up the YouTube menu to check the resolution. I'm actually using the cursor to move around. This remote has the cursor mode. So I can see the resolution is listed as 1080p and now the Wi-Fi speed has caught up, so that is great. So now the visuals are looking quite sharp, and also the text on the left side seems to be sharper compared to the right side for some reason. So yep, the image quality definitely looks good for me, looks good to me. Just that since I'm screening this during daytime, the contrast and the colors are not as good compared to what you can get with nighttime screening. But this image quality is actually really good. Much better than I expected for a projector that costs only 109 Singapore dollars or 80 US dollars. The minimum projection distance is about 1.2 meters, and with 1.2 meters you can get a huge projection. If you can move your projector even further back, you can get a projection size of 100 to 150 inches. The main downside to the movie or video watching experience is actually the audio, which is loud but can sound hollow. So you may want to pair the projector with a Bluetooth speaker or pair your tablet or your phone to a Bluetooth speaker. So this is the image quality you can expect when you are screening at night. The colors are more vibrant, the contrast is stronger, everything just looks so much better. I'm going to call up the YouTube menu. So you can see the text on the left side, it's kind of blurred. But when it comes to watching moving images, watching movies, watching videos, it's still alright. With the projector tilted upwards, I realized the areas that are blurred with this projection are this area here, the bottom and the right side. So this area is the area that looks sharp. The image quality will overall be sharper if you do not tilt the projector. So if your projection is too low and you want it higher, you may want to use the projector on a tripod. And now let me show you how you can cast your iPhone, your iPad, or your Android phone and tablet to the projector. You will need to install this app called eShare. And once you have it installed and pair it with the projector, you will be able to cast your videos or your photos or the content on your screen to the projector. But there are some limitations. So let me show you video casting first. And the streaming speed is quite fast. And the image quality is the image quality you will get from your phone and your tablet. So this image quality is actually pretty good. It's sharp enough. So earlier on I mentioned the left and right edges are slightly blurred, but when I'm watching this video right now, I don't really notice the left and right edges, which is great. So this is the second video. Again, the colors and the contrast are affected by the light streaming in from the curtains. So what's the downside or limitation to screencasting? Well, if you are using an iPhone or iPad, you will not be able to cast your movies from Apple TV to the projector because you need to use the eShare app, and Apple TV is not within the eShare app. Another limitation is because there is no AirPlay support, you will not be able to cast YouTube videos or Amazon Prime Video movies from the YouTube app or from Prime Video to the projector. So in this case, you can just use the YouTube app or the Prime Video app that you install from Google Play Store. Alright, to conclude, I did not have high expectations for this projector given the extremely affordable price point. And after using this for about 2 weeks, I've got to say that the image quality is actually quite decent, even though the left and right edges are not as sharp, but the overall movie viewing experience is still alright, it's still acceptable. The main downside would be the audio, which sounds hollow, but you can fix that by pairing a Bluetooth speaker to the projector. There are definitely many projectors with better image and audio quality out there in the market, but they are also more expensive. So if you have a limited budget, this can be something to consider.